We're going to take you on a journey to the end of the earth to show you a place that might someday save humankind. It's a bank built to last 10,000 years, but it's not money or gold that's on deposit. Currencies rise and fall with civilizations. We were there last month when the world's most important assets were made safe from climate change and nuclear war, locked deep inside the Doomsday Vault. Head toward the top of the planet over the freezing Arctic Ocean, and you'll find a collection of ice-covered islands called Svalbard, Norwegian for cold coast. They're due north of Europe, administered by Norway, and among the last bits of land before the North Pole. Down on the water is the northernmost town in the world, Longyearbyen, with about 2,000 people. But polar bears outnumber the people, and reindeer outnumber everything. It's an otherworldly place, a twilight zone, where sometimes the sun never rises and the moon never sets. In the dead of winter, it was the last stop in the 30-year journey of American scientist Cary Fowler. It's a long way from the farm in Tennessee.
It's a world away.
Did you ever worry that it wouldn't get this far?
Oh, I was worrying all the time, I think. But here we are.
From the outside, it looks like a concrete wedge pounded into a mountain. Walk through the door and cross from a hostile wasteland into a safe house for humanity. Well, I've got to say, it looks like a doomsday vault.
It probably is one. At least we think if there are any big problems on the outside, this is going to survive.
This was clearly built to last.
We built it to last as long as we could imagine. I don't know what was in the minds of the people who built the pyramids. Maybe they were building to last forever too. But I can't think of anything that's been built in our lifetime that's been built with this kind of time horizon.
And all these pipes over our heads?
That's the refrigeration units.
The refrigeration?
Yeah.
We're 700 miles from the North Pole.
We are.
And you're air conditioning this place?
We're going to freeze it even further.
Freeze it colder than the permafrost, so that if the Earth warms and the power goes out, the vault will stay frozen for another 25 years.
200, 100.
The treasures that the vault was built to house approached an airstrip at the base of the mountain nearby. What's in these boxes took 10,000 years to develop and 70 years to collect. Now, they were loaded for the last mile to Fowler's frozen Fort Knox.
This is the coldest place in the mountain. We wanted to take advantage of the naturally frozen temperatures down here, and we wanted absolutely the coldest spot we could find.
It is pretty cold down here.
It's cold. It's getting colder, actually. These are airlock doors. It keeps the cold air in.
Wow.
It's pretty big.
So the foundation of humanity ends up here.
It's about 30 yards long, it's about 10 yards wide and 5 yards high.
Inside the boxes that came off the plane are millions of silver envelopes. Show me what's inside.
Okay, well, we'll take a look at these two. Yes, they're going to be sealed in the boxes, but here's one sample.
What are they?
Well, these are chickpeas, or garbanzos. This is a crop you ought to know.
Wheat?
Wheat. Very good.
So what's in all these envelopes is?
Seeds. Mm-hmm.
This is a giant vault built in the Arctic just to house seeds.
That's right. It's a seed bank.
If you could clear away the ice, you'd see that, officially, the bank is called the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. It's built to warehouse backup copies of all the world's crops, 1.5 billion seeds. Everything from California sunflowers to ancient Chinese rice. If an asteroid strikes the Earth, seeds to restart agriculture would come from here. But science fiction aside, the main purpose is to protect against a doomsday that is unfolding right now, because the plants we've been eating for 10,000 years are going extinct.
If you ask somebody how many kinds of apples are there, they're going to say, well, there's red, there's green, there's yellow, there's McIntosh, there's Golden Delicious. They're going to give you an answer like that.
Maybe 25. I would guess.
Good guess. But in fact, in the 1800s in the United States, people were growing 7,100 named varieties of apples. 7,100 different varieties of apples.
And how many are there today?
We've lost about 6,800 of those. So the extinction rate for apple varieties in the United States, about 86%.
That pattern exists in all crops. Estimates are that every day one crop strain disappears. And here's why. Seeds used to be passed down through families, but today farmers are planting mass-produced industrial seeds. The upside is more food, but the downside is that the family variety goes extinct. To understand the danger, we visited a U.S. government storehouse in Idaho, where Mike Bondman watches over America's collection of wheat seeds.
Well, we have in this room more than 50,000 different, what we call accessions, or collections of wheat from around the world.
50,000 different kinds of wheat.
Exactly.
I didn't know there were that many.
Yeah, I think most people would be surprised.
Most countries collect seeds in banks for safekeeping, and for 110 years, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has sent scientists called plant explorers to collect the seeds in these envelopes. If there's an Indiana Jones of plant explorers, his name was Jack Harlan, who made one of his greatest finds in the 1940s.